Well, hello, all you juniors. Juniors will be taking a required ACT test soon, and one thing that is important to practice is the online format for this test. The ACT can sometimes be taken on pencil and paper, but for this version you will be taking it on your Chromebooks. So it's important that you get comfortable with some of the tools available to you as you take the test. So a link sent to you should take you to this page where you can go and practice any of the 5 different practice tests. There is a timed version and an untimed version. They're actually the same test, but one has a clock included and one doesn't. I'm going to go to the timed science one only because I'm a science teacher and that's the one that I've looked at before, but these tools are available in all of the different tests. I would recommend that you practice each of these, at least to a small extent, just to get comfortable with the different formats of the different tests. So we're going to hit start here, and it will bring up a page of instructions, and you can read this. They're all pretty much the same kind. Now on the science test it's 35 minutes, but for different parts of the ACT you'll have different amounts of time. When you click next, you'll notice in the upper right corner a countdown clock beginning. This is when your time actually begins. There is another short page of instructions, and once you click next, you'll come to the first passage. In the science test, there are passages, 6 of them to be exact, and then there are questions that go along with each passage. So you have a vertical scroll bar, allows you to see the entire passage as you scroll up and down, and then as you answer different questions, for example, maybe I'll answer A here, then I click next, and it will go to the next question for that passage. Notice we still have the same passage here. And then maybe click a different answer, and I'm not clicking the correct answer, I'm just showing you how to click in answers. And you can also see along the bottom here, when you answer each question, that particular question number will become a light gray and the letter, or the number rather, will be bold. If you skip a question like this, so I'm going on to question 4, notice question 3 was never answered, and so it's still a lighter color. There are also tools available up here in a little tool palette, although I have to say by looking at these and playing with them a little bit, they're not all that user-friendly. The magnifier, it turns out, when we've tried to use it, doesn't really let you magnify very well, doesn't show you the entire passage. So I'm going to suggest if you need to magnify, that you click this button here. This will zoom in, and this one will zoom out, and then the one in the middle will restore it. Notice when you zoom out, it mostly just fills with white space. That's not all that helpful, but you don't see any more of the passage, which is what a lot of people would have expected. So I'm going to click here in the middle and restore it to full size. There is a highlighter tool that allows you to just highlight different parts of the text, and then you can clear it with this button up here. There is a line reader, an answer eliminator, and an answer masking tool, none of which I think are all that helpful, but it might be a good idea for you to kind of play around with those a little bit just to see if that's something that might be helpful for you. So on this practice test, you can work your way through all of the questions. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to get comfortable with the kinds of questions that you'll be asked on the ACT. And you can do that for all the tests. There's an English, a math, a reading, and a science portion. You will not be taking the writing portion, so you don't have to worry about that. And then when you're finished, you click on End Section, and it will show you that, of course, you haven't answered all the questions. That's because I was just doing this as a demonstration. And then you can click Continue, and it will show you your actual scores. It will show you which ones you got right and which ones you got wrong. And I was kind of lucky here. Again, I was guessing, so I got 1 out of 40. And you can scroll up and down and see which ones have been answered correctly. So that's the basics of the online format. Again, I would recommend you dive into this yourself and see if a little time with it doesn't make you a little more comfortable before it's test day and you wander in having never seen it before. That could be a little uncomfortable. So hopefully a little bit of time now saves you a little bit of frustration a little bit later. Hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.